भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, Thou abidest in all. Thou art all. Thou assumest all forms. Thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all. Thou art existence, knowledge and bliss. Salutations unto Thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Let us feel the center of our consciousness, which is beyond the body, the mind, beyond everything that keeps on changing, everything that begins and ends. There is, beyond all this, a center where there is peace, absolute stillness. Where there is the infinite love. That is the unchanging reality, beginningless, endless, our true nature. The one essence in everything. All distinctions and differences vanish there. Let us meditate on this true nature of ours. That is the source of all happiness. That is the goal of life. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. That absolute divine is perfect. This appearance that emerges from it is also perfect. If this appearance goes away, then what remains, that too is perfect. So the topic for discussion today, as you can read, in the beginning. But where to begin this story? I am not sure. I was thinking about it. How to begin this story of beginning. Because how to begin, somebody would say, begin at the beginning. But where is that beginning, And there may be many beginnings. Depends on where you start from. Like your journey to Vedanta society. It began, but not at the same point. You began journey at different points. So your travelogue will have different beginnings. Like Sukalyan will say, I began at North Dartmouth. Am I right? Yeah, North Dartmouth I began. Somebody will say, no, that is different. My beginning was somewhere in the South County. Somebody would say, no, my beginning was in the downtown. So, different beginnings. So this story about beginning has really different beginnings. So where do I begin? Well, somehow it has begun, So let it begin where it has begun. It is always this question comes to us. I was struggling with it right from childhood. When did this all begin? This all cycle of being born and dying, this coming and going, everything has a beginning. Simple, a seed gets sown, and then you start seeing some bud coming up. What was the beginning for it? Was the seed the beginning? But where did the seed come from? Where did it begin? So the seed was not really the beginning because there was something behind, something before the seed. So where did it all begin? We all think about it. Sometimes one gets immersed in meditation about this thinking of beginning. What was there? And it is funny, but this question cannot be avoided as such. That what was there before beginning? Now, do you see the contradiction involved in the question? What was there before beginning? Because you can see always something before that. So there is beginning, but then what was before that? The question is not logical, but psychologically it becomes possible. Not only possible, becomes inevitable. Anything we have to think what was before that, how it came into being. And this was therefore tackled in different philosophies and different religious disciplines, how things came into being. There is a great hymn in Rig Veda called Nasadiya Sukta. Nasadiya because it begins with the word Na Asat, means it was not unreal. It was real. There is the beginning. In the beginning it was real. And there are various Vedanta, means Upanishadic stories about this. How the beginning was. What was there in the beginning. So that particular hymn, it's a very old hymn, being in Rig Veda. And it says it was not asat, means not non-existent. But then was it existent? And not in the common sense. It was not existent. Not existent, not non-existent. It began with not non-existent. Means there is a positive aspect to it. In the beginning itself there is the positive thing. Then, but not positive in the sense of changing names and forms. Whatever begins has end. And whatever begins has a cause from where that beginning happened. So, this is the supreme beginning the primary beginning is not in that sense any relative beginning. It is beginning which has no other beginning. That which was, is, and will be there beyond time. One can see where this argument is taking us. That beginning which never began and therefore is never going to end. It is there. It is timeless. It is always there. So that is the idea there, that this truth is ever existent. The beginning idea is only for the relative existence. Relative means you see it coming up from something else and then keeps on shifting and changing and all that. And then you see it goes beyond recognition. And then you say it has gone, it died or whatever. Begin. So, the story of the beginning, everywhere, whether it is Judaism or Christianity or the great old traditions of Vedic religion, it always is stationed or seen in that which does not change, that which never came into being and never changes. It is beyond time, beyond space. Space and time are its offshoots. It is therefore, where is it? That question is as such meaningless, yet it gets asked. That reality is called God. God, whether God is or God is not, this question doesn't arise. Because that isness is God, that has always been there. The timeless reality, that is the existence itself, that never changes. That is what is called God. All the relatives means yes and no, day and night. That is how the Bible, Jewish as well as Christian Bible, they have similar story of Genesis. That why, where from it all came. The story is discussed or thought about only because we have the feeling that everything comes about, and whatever we see is juxtaposed by its opposite. And so God in the beginning created all the opposites. It is that is how the God decided to begin, because there is no because. When we ask the question why, we have these. There are these some very important philosophical questions that every philosophy has to deal with. These four fundamental questions: that when, who, where, how. These are the four questions. When, who, how, and why. All these that we have to answer. That how all this came about. There is no prior cause to it, and therefore there is no clear answer possible. Here are the two completely different viewpoints. The viewpoint of that person who sees the truth of that which never changed, which never therefore came into being, because it is being. It is not that from non-being it came into being. It is always there. It is the be. It is the existence itself that does not come into existence because it is existence itself. That is the one view of the person of knowledge. The person who doesn't have this understanding, intuitive understanding, this is not intellectual understanding. One has to differentiate between the intellectual understanding and the experiential understanding. The intellectual understanding has always this duality, because that is the nature of how our brain functions. There is yes, no. Everything is cut into two, that true, false. Our brains function like that, and the imitators of our brain, the computers, they also therefore function in the same way. Always the two options there. In electronic computation, you have the current passes or current does not pass. So that makes a computer gate, that either current passes or current does not pass. So, and millions or trillions or zillions of such gates are there in our modern computers. So, but basically that duality is ingrained in it, that is taken for granted. So a person from that standpoint, which tries to understand through brain and asks a person, well, how did all this begin? Now, the one who sees that nothing really began, how that person is going to answer this? So, the answer therefore takes a very mystic form, that, oh, God said that let there be light, and there was light. That is how God is light. Light is therefore the first and most prominent representation or imagery of God. So in all different faiths you will find the festival of light, because light is the most powerful symbol of God. That is how the light, first God said that let there be light. Now said, but we didn't hear, you will say. No, it was spoken in a very different language, different way. God speaking was in Upanishads, therefore instead of speaking, it says sa aikshata. Sa aikshata means the God saw, or God thought. That thinking was enough, that let there be light, there was light. But then what darkness? No, that light was then split into two. The day and night, light and darkness. Our seeing becomes possible, friends, only because there is light and darkness. Our vision only light, we cannot see anything. There has to be light and darkness. The opposites will have to be there. So first, all the pairs of opposites were made by God. In the beginning, there was nothing, only God alone is there. In Vedanta, that is called Atman. What is called normally in Judeo-Christian or even Islamic, they use the different word Allah. So, to that Vedanta says Atman. Your very essence or existence, that alone was there. And that, but then how did from that alone everything came up? And who made that one alone? And the sages who see the truth, they smile and said, it never came into being. It alone existed always. It is beyond time. So, this quote that I began with, that it is the na asadasit, na sadasit tadaning. Tadaning means in that state. Our in regular grammar, it means then. But the one who, that revered Swami who taught this to us, he said that, look, this tadani means then. It is not used in the sense of time, because time came into existence later. It was not there then. So tadaning means in that state of awareness where there is the one without second, Atman alone is. We have to just imagine it. And therefore we try to meditate on that in the beginning. So it is as you feel that, you understand that there is no beginning to that. And therefore there is no end to that. There is no change in it. And that is our true nature, because we identify with body, but still we know that the body changes. It is not the same. Every moment it is changing. In fact, it is a tautology to say that body changes. Body is the name of change. It is constantly, so many chemical reactions are going on, and that gets called as body. There is absolutely no stability to that. And yet, we know that there is something essential beyond this body. I am not the body, we know. Intuitively we know. Once Swami had come at UMass Dartmouth, not from our Vedanta order, but he told a nice story about I not being the body. I am not the body. So he, is a story long back, he was going from Mumbai to Paris. That was his story. And then at the counter of Air France, he was checking in, and the clerk there, the person, started having an argument that, hey, you Swami say, I am not the body and all. What is it? I am just the body. What else? This Swami then said, look, I will prove it to you right away. Here itself, that even Air France accepts that you are not the body. So he said, look, I have a return ticket, Mumbai to Paris, Paris back to Mumbai. Now imagine, I go to Paris and I got a massive heart attack. Imagine. And I died there. Now, the body, if I am body, I have a return ticket from Paris to Mumbai. Can my body come back to Mumbai on that return ticket? And the person on the counter, no, you have to, for that a cargo ticket has to be bought for the body. Why, if I am body and body is there intact, it is the body can then be brought to on the same ticket. No, that cannot be. Why? The body is there. If I am body, then it should be there. I should be allowed as body to come back to Mumbai on the same return ticket. And no, that is not possible. So you also accept that I am not body. So it is for the explanation and this proof to that person that we are not body. We see that there is something deeper to that which does not change, and therefore that is immortal. If we see this truth that I am not body, then we are immortal. Great fun, isn't it? What Tilakji? If I am immortal, then no problem, It is, but if I am immortal, still I have to remain healthy for that long time. So doctors are also necessary. They are also immortal, It is, that is how the duality keeps on, the division, the doctor, patient. Both have to be there, One presumes the existence of another. If there are only doctors, imagine the situation, and no patients, then there are no doctors also. It is only in relation to the patients that there is the idea of a doctor. We have a doctor friend in Canada. It's an interesting story, that he always, when he lives just on the opposite side after you cross Niagara, there he lives. So, and very popular doctor, Indian. So he used to insist that whenever I come on that side, I must visit his home. One time I didn't visit, but then when I went next time, he said, no, please. I said, when on a working day, I know you will be busy with patients, and so I don't want to take your time away from the patients. He said, patients, they, even whether they come to me or they don't come to me, the outcome remains the same. Only income changes. So it is, outcome remains the same. So it is, of course, you have to take this with a grain of salt, that it is what he said, that your coming to my home is more important than treating my regular patients. So it is, A doctor is only the doctor if there are patients. Otherwise, there is no doctor. It is at some time, there is a joke told in American society about communists. Essentially, America is built on the capitalist principles. And so communists are matters of ridicule and joke. So there were four of them discussing. One was a doctor, another was a lawyer, another was architect, and one was communist. So who was the first in the beginning? Who was in the beginning? Doctor said, in all history of humanity, doctors have always been in the society. Rudimentary, because human body falls sick and you need it to be treated. So the doctors were always there. So doctors were the first. The lawyer naturally objected to this. It is job of lawyers, isn't it? So raise objections. So the lawyer said, no. Any society means there have to be laws of running the society. So lawyers were always there. And the laws and implementation of the laws and arguments about that, lawyers were therefore the first. The architect said, oh nonsense, what are you talking? God was himself the architect. That God created from chaos this cosmos. God was architect. And then communist joyously springs forward and said, but who created chaos? So it is so who created the chaos? This idea of chaos, because in chaos there is no defining things, all is one. In the end of the universe, as seen through the lens of the science of thermodynamics, that everything will be, will be gone into that heat death. There will be no energy transfer at all. Everything will be all chaos, distributed. The entropy, that is, I won't go into the technicality of it, but that will be infinite, huge. So there is no further activity will become possible. It will be a death. So it will all end in chaos. And if things are ending in chaos, where did they begin? That also must have begun in chaos. So from chaos this cosmos was made. It is the oneness according to many. There is no order in oneness. It is only in multiplicity that there is order. But the order means again struggle. The order is favorable to some and not favorable to others. So therefore there is always a tussle in the order. And then there is the improvement in the order. And gradually you see this improvement again goes back to chaos. So this is how it is anecdotal that when Einstein was asked after the Second World War, oh, such horrible weapons were used, the nuclear bombs, at the end of the Second World War. Now, what is your opinion about which weapons will be used in the Third World War? Einstein said, that I cannot say, but I can tell you the Fourth World War. About the weapons used in the Third World War, I cannot say. But in the Fourth World War, people will be using the stones and bricks and whatever such things as weapons. It will be, the society will be pushed back to that level. So where the people used to fight earlier. So this society keeps on changing, that from chaos to an orderly society. From that orderly society again, the order gives rise to conflicts. And this conflict again goes to chaos. So, was the chaos in the beginning? This very hymn says that what was there in the beginning, this Nasadiya Sukta, that in the beginning, then what was there? It was the sages, they are seeing the truth, that it was and it was not in this sense that we are talking about. It is not things that like this body exists, this podium exists, these microphones exist. Not in that sense that existence was, because you can see that these things that we say exist, they came into existence and will end up in non-existence, will come and go away. So therefore, that exists, but not like as you see. So it is therefore neither non-existence nor existence. And it can be seen, perceived in the state of deep meditation. So therefore, although the traditional name for this hymn is the hymn of creation, but actually my teacher told me it is not the hymn of creation, but the hymn of deep meditative awareness, samadhi. It is in samadhi you see these, all those created things, they disappear. They just go out of your awareness. The truth alone remains. The appearances fall off. So that is the existence. And then, but how all these things came together? Then in that state, this idea is seen that how in this world we create things, kamas tadagre samavartatadi, that in the beginning a desire came up. From that desire then the things appear. This is just to explain to us that how we do the things. First there is the desire. The desire comes up. And then as is the desire, so we make things. Let me make a house. So one makes a house. Let me have this. Okay, you have this. And thus, it goes on. because of the desire. So the desires, in Vedanta there is a cycle, a vicious cycle in a way, that kama, this is the desire, avidya, kam and karma. There is the avidya, means ignorance of this unchanging absolute reality. The ignorance of that, then what happens? You have this sense of I separate from the I of others. We have this idea that the I here is different from the I there. That Leela has a different I and Swami has a different I. Charlie has another I. So, yes, Wendy, who just entered, Reverend Wendy has another I. So, we feel that these are all different I. But, where is that I? You have to go deeper than body, deeper than mind. But then all the differentiation tools disappear there. How you say this is different from that? Because there is a different shape there, different shape here. It is so, but where there is no awareness of the different forms, then how will you say that there is difference? There is no difference at all. So therefore, Vedanta calls it non-dual. The duality cannot be there because you, for having two, they have to have at least one characteristic uncommon. If everything is common, then Dorothy and Daniel will be same. But no, Daniel will say, no, we are different. She is a woman, I am a man. She is my mom, I am her son. And I am qualified to do these things. My mom was a celebrated professor, and all that. So we have so many distinctions, differences. So we are separate. But if there is no distinction at all, then how will you have two? So therefore, the sages say that when as one transcends, that's a beautiful word. In Sanskrit, it is said atita, means the differences get transcended. When you go beyond by body and mind, there are no separating characteristics there at all. No idea of measurements, no idea of shapes, no idea of sounds, no this sense distinctions. So, therefore, there is no duality. If you cannot pinpoint, please think, friends, about this, then there is no duality in that sense. Duality is only when you perceive different things, and that perception of different things essentially depends on having this sense of qualities like shape, size. It is this date of birth and all such things, the history, all those things, they make for the differences. Otherwise, it is all one. In Upanishads, it is very similar, the passage that Genesis. And in many Upanishads, this idea that, for example, Taittiriya Upanishad says that this is all Atman. Atman alone was and is. In the beginning, the Atman, the sense of I that we have, it is very, peculiar. Vedanta, in that sense, moves on very scientific lines. That hold on to that which you cannot deny. Let that be your starting point, because you have to start somewhere. So the starting premise, if that itself is challenged, then it will be difficult. But so take up this as the starting point, your I, that you cannot deny. As Shankaracharya nicely points out, to deny the existence of I also requires another I to say that I doesn't exist. So, therefore, the existence of I is always there. And it is, since you see that it is beyond body and mind, this requires just a little analysis, that the body and mind, they change. I does not change. And therefore, I am not body, not mind. And so, I have to be one without a second, non-dual. This is how, in biblical account also, it is all that. But we don't understand. We see the multiplicity. And thus we see time and space. Time and space is a direct outcome of our perception of this changing multiplicity. That how do you see that Daniel is different from Dorothy? Well, there is a space between them. That is how we get the idea of space. The two objects are seen different from each other, so there is space between them. It is, I do not see the different atoms and molecules separate in, say, Dorothy's body, because I don't see the separation. There is no perceivable space between them. If I get very advanced microscope, then I will be able to see. Then it will be a wonderful conclusion that it is all empty. That is, mostly it is all empty space. There is nothing there. So, to have the idea of space, you have to have the perception of multiplicity. And how you get the idea of time? Because all that you see keeps on changing. And time is the measure of the change. So thus we have the idea of time. And so therefore, when the question comes, what was in the beginning, it cannot be answered in the sense of time. Because you can see easily that when there is one without second, there is no time, no change, and there is no space. So, the question then, those who do not see this truth ask, but how from that one all this came up? Then the Upanishads, Taittiriya Upanishad, different Upanishads have different wordings, but the essential meaning is the same. it says that, look, for explaining to you, let me give this account. How there is now a hierarchy of creation. Tasmad va etasmad atmanah akashas sambhutah akashad vayo vayoragnihi agnerapah adbhya prithvi पृथिव्याम ओषधयः ओषधिभ्यो अन्नम अन्नात् पुरुषः. This is how the sequence is. Very beautiful. That first, from that all-pervading existence, from the Atman, which was alone there, the space came out. Here space means space-time together. That came up. From that, there came the principle of a breeze, Akashad Vayu. From there came the principle of fire. Then came the principle of this taste. And then from that came up the sensation of smell, earth, the principle of earth. So all these came up one after another in that sequence. But okay, then how everything, then this brought the food, and then a huge being, a human being gets created, and then from that then other things started populating. So that is how you see. But in all this process, the Atman did not undergo any change whatsoever. This is a very special type of change, without any real transformation. In Vedanta, it is called Vivarta, Adhyasa and Vivarta. Two beautiful technical words. Means something is just superimposed, not actually there. So it is superimposed. That one day I was looking, where did I put my wallet? You know how important those things are. So it was just in the morning it was with me, and then I started that, and then I was looking for the wallet, and then at some distance there I saw something black was lying there. That is my wallet. I don't know how it ended here, but when I went there, it was not my wallet at all. But since I was thinking about, there was some other thing lying there of same color. So I thought that it is wallet. And then my joy that I found after all disappeared in a moment. So it is now, whatever was there, it didn't change. It didn't become wallet. But to me it appeared wallet. So this whole universe that we see with all its variety is superimposed on self, which alone is. Friends, this is a very serious statement, not easily believable, but this is very, very true, that this self alone is being superimposed by all these elusive appearances. So it said that Upanishad further that from that all these dualities came up, that the light and darkness, the relative truth and relative untruth, all that, those the divisions of time like past and future, all that came up from that one. and that one did not change at all. It is that never began, that never is going to therefore end. There is no change, and that is the source of all happiness. We all seek happiness, and that alone, friends, is the source of happiness. So we have to therefore strive for that. That is called therefore the goal of human beings. There is another beautiful hymn called Narayana Suktam. Narayana is name of God, but it etymologically means Narena Ayanam iti, the goal that human beings must follow. It is an automatically decided goal, not that it is arbitrarily somebody is choosing. This is the goal of all, because we all seek existence, knowledge and bliss. And where does it will get found? That is that supreme reality, Narayana. And therefore that is the goal. Therefore God is the goal of all. So that is the beginningless but beginning of everything, in the sense of superimposition. It never began. So this is the story of in the beginning. So let us see that which is beginningless. In the beginning, that beginningless alone was. So thank you, friends. Think about it for a few seconds, and then if you have any questions or comments, feel free to voice them or type them. Any questions? Oh, that Dorothy has a question. Do you see Dorothy?
Yeah, it's a little foot in. I think
Wait a minute.
He has to bring the microphone because there are listeners on the web, Yeah.
just what I think is an interesting footnote to what you're saying and echoes what you're saying, is that in Hebrew there aren't any vowels. So to make a translation, you have to put in the vowels to make it into English. So that's a choice that's made by the translator. So you have this phrase, in the beginning. To say in the beginning, you've added a particular vowel, and that makes the. But you could equally choose a different vowel, and justifiably, because this is translation, that would say in a beginning, which would mean, like you're saying, there's infinity at the beginning. It's a beginning of many beginnings.
Yeah, correct. In a beginning also would mean that like asynchronous. You give classes which are synchronous and asynchronous, means non-synchronous. So a beginning means no beginning.
Right. And that's a choice of the translation, and it's equally
you
valid
are very correct
to do that. This is not truth. There are many truths.
Yes, correct. There are many truths, many ways of approach there. Thank you. Any other question? Hey, here. Now you have to come all the way forward. If we calculate how many, how much Charlie walked to hand over the microphones in last so many years, it will be probably circumambulation of the earth, isn't it? Okay, come on.
Pranam Maharaj. In this Nasadiya Sukta, you said in the beginning there was neither existence nor neither non-existence nor existence. But science works on these fundamental axioms of matter can neither be created nor destroyed, or energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So can these fundamental axioms of science be disproved by science?
No. There is no, these assumptions are used by science, no doubt, but they are not scientific because to be scientific, you have to describe a way to disprove it. There is no way that has been shown to disprove these axioms. The matter doesn't come into being, nor can it be thrown out of being. It doesn't come into existence, nor can be. That is the first principle that every science student learns in the middle school, that it is the matter cannot be created nor destroyed. There is no beginning to it. And therefore, that is what we were driving at, that it is there, the science in this fundamental thing meets the description of God. Matter cannot be created, nor matter can be destroyed. Just now what you do, instead of matter, substitute the word God. What it will then say? God is never created, God can never be destroyed. That is how, there is, since it is an axiom, there is no proof expected for that, nor can it be given. So it is true what you are saying, that this matter is, that is why God alone matters, that it is, that alone is. So that cannot be created nor destroyed. Thank you. So, any question upstairs?
Yes, Maharaj, one question. The question is from Absolute.
Oh wow, a relative question, I hope.
Despite knowing the knowledge of Absolute, why it seems very difficult to live freely as per knowledge? Why it feels this not perfect way to live? After knowledge, why this dilemma? Why mind troubles?
It's a very good question that directs us to practice. The knowledge is at different levels. Sometimes intellectual appreciation of certain ideas is called knowledge. It is knowledge only of a very small utility. It doesn't have the enough force to change one's life. The knowledge that comes from the experience, that is of much higher level. So that is your question, and it is a very nice question. It requires the practice. Practice is the essential aspect of every single religion, or actually in everything. As you practice, you gradually tend to attain perfection. Practice makes us perfect. So try to go methodically. Practice has these, very important ingredients. It has to be methodical. There has to be a particular, under a particular trainer or guide, one has to do the practice, not in a haphazard manner. And it should be sustained for a long time. That is what, therefore, called yoga. Yoga means bridging the gap. We feel this gap, as the Absolute was saying, that I understand, but even after understanding, why it doesn't get into reflected in my life, why I behave like the ignorant people behave. What is the difference then? I know I have read Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads and the works of Vivekananda and all that I have read. But still I behave like anyone who has not read any of these things. They also run after sense pleasures, like I also run. So what is the difference? The difference is this knowledge now you can put in practice. It is just by reading a book on swimming, one does not become Michael Phelps. One has to put in methodical practice, lot of restrictions in living style. The fellow cannot eat anything that comes to your liking. Oh, let me have a cup of ice cream. No, you cannot, because you will put 2 ounces extra weight and then your swimming speed will decrease. No, you cannot do that. You cannot do this. You have to lift so much weight. All that, the whole day is tied in that. So when one becomes, a practitioner in yoga, then the whole life gets woven into that discipline, and gradually what will happen is that what you understood as an intellectual, at intellectual level, you will start experiencing those in your day-to-day practice. I hope, Absolute, you will take up that discipline. Thank you. Any other question? So let us conclude. But before closing prayer, let us see what is in the programs for the upcoming week. December 14th is a very important day. There will be the day long from 11 to 7 p.m. There will be the various programs due to the celebration of Holy Mother's birthday. And you are all invited to join in all these programs or whatever you can. There will be the worship ritual, there will be a lot of spiritual, religious music, there will be a video about the teachings of Holy Mother, and then at 5 to 6 there will be a symposium on Holy Mother's life and teachings. So, and at the end there will be again music. So, the whole thing is expected to end around 7 p.m. So, you can join all of that. The Tuesday and Friday classes during the week will go on as usual. Tuesday, the topic is, what is the Tuesday topic? Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Thank you. And on Friday, the topic is stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. So, the daily morning, evening practices of meditation will go on. Yeah, you are all invited. 5:30 a.m. Will be when there will be the Vesper service, and long this hour, an hour of meditation and so forth. Very nice, So you can come and join. It will be in this meditation hall. So in the evening also there is every day the evening Vespers and then meditation. So you are welcome to join all these programs. So let us now come to the concluding prayers. After that, there will be Arati, the Vesper service, in this room, but you can join here as well. If you want to go there, you have to take your shoes off, that you can leave right under the seat where you are sitting. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. After the Vesper service, there will be, you are all invited to join the soup supper.
Breaker of all our worldly bondage and adored by all, we adore you too. Stainless Lord, assuming human form, stainless Lord, assuming human form, transcendent yet filled with love. You free us from the stain of sin and ornament our world. Consciousness is your form. You rise always purified by knowledge. You rise always purified by knowledge. Looking at them, delusion is gone. Ocean of shining love and feeling, ever inebriated in your infinite love. Your feet always dear to your devotees. Your feet always dear to your devotees. May cross this world, reveal to us as God incarnate and the Lord of all things, helping us join with you. Your mind's always set in the divine light. Your mind's always set in the divine light. This we can see through your grace. Destroyer of our worldly sorrow and compassion soul, infinite is your word. Your life us from darkness and fear. Renouncer of all lust and lucre, therefore you were always spurning sensual life. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Lord of monks, you are the best of men. Grant to us pure love for you. You're fearless and you're free from doubting, with your mind very firmly resolved. Causeless refuge of your devotees, causeless refuge of your devotees, renouncing caste and birth. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. You give love and even-sightedness. You give love and even-sightedness to remove our anguish here. Our treasure is your holy feet, which take us very soon across this puddle of life. You give love and even-sightedness. You give love and even-sightedness to remove our anguish here. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's cave. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's cave. Darkness is destroyed by your light. Oh Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Greetings to you, O Lord, beyond both speech and mind. Yet you are the basis of both. O Lord, yet you are the basis of both. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's cave. Great light of all lights, blazing in the heart's cave. Darkness is destroyed by your light. O Lord, darkness is destroyed by your light. Langa ranga bhanga, these are all the sounds of mridanga. Langa ranga bhanga, these are all the sounds of mridanga. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Spiritual songs devotees are singing for your worship divine. Jaya Jaya for your worship divine. Hara Hara fire worship divine. Shiva Shiva fire worship divine. Breaker of all worldly bondage and adored by all, we adore you too. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Auspicious and blessed, graciousness sublime, all noble ends you give to us, granting us refuge, all-seeing Gauri. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Creation, preservation, dissolution are your powers, eternal one. Nature's real basis, nature's essence. O Mother Divine, our love to you. We come seeking refuge from anguish. Be our Savior through your deep concern. All our suffering remove, Goddess. O Mother Divine, our love to you. Victory, O Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Blessed Mother Divine, our love to you. Jai Shri Ram Krishna Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Sarda Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Swami Vivekanand Ki Jai. जय श्री बुद्धदेव की जय, जय श्री जीसस क्राइस्ट की जय।